The Israeli Prime Minister has boasted about his army's airstrikes on Gaza, which have now killed 217 Palestinians, including 63 children. Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to continue the attacks despite the growing risk of a civil war.
Stun grenades at Jerusalem's Damascus Gate. Tear gas in Bethlehem. Israeli forces on the offensive as they come under fire from within. Palestinians have gone on strike in several Israeli cities and the occupied West Bank as they protest continued airstrikes on Gaza. The attacks continue to claim the lives of innocent civilians. These sisters among 11 children killed while receiving trauma care from a Norwegian aid organisation. Israeli missiles have now destroyed more than 600 homes. Damage to infrastructure means electricity is now unavailable for more than 16 hours a day.
Tuesday in Ceuta, and still they kept coming. Some had swum around the border fences sticking out into the Mediterranean Sea or used rubber dinghies. Others simply walked across at low tide. One young man's known to have drowned. Dozens have been treated for hypothermia. The adults were transferred to Ceuta's main football stadium, but those thought to be minors were sent to warehouses run by the Red Cross and other groups. The Spanish government's now sending 400 extra troops and police to boost Ceuta's border force while appealing for calm. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has cancelled a trip to Paris for a summit on international aid to Africa. Instead, he's travelling to Ceuta, which is separated from Morocco by a 10-metre high fence. Meanwhile, Madrid's dismissed suggestions the sudden rise in migrant arrivals is linked to a diplomatic row.
Now, police here in Germany say they've caught a key suspect in a high-profile jewellery heist from 2019. Back then, thieves stole priceless historical jewels and artefacts from the famous Green Vault Museum in the eastern city of Dresden. Police made the latest arrest during a raid on a flat in Berlin on Monday night. Despite searches at more than a dozen locations, there's still no sign of the stolen loot.
4 men have been killed in an incident of vigilantism in Zandspruit in Johannesburg. 5 others have been critically injured and are receiving care in hospital.
The forensic and pathology teams are currently busy with those 4 bodies. I see one of the young men, actually his face is buried into the ground. You can see that his hands were tied behind his back. He is burnt basically beyond recognition. One of the other men, when I looked to us, is also, actually all of them were tied. Their hands were tied behind their backs. So they were burnt in the early hours of this morning. The community here is saying that they were tired of them accusing them of crime in the area.
We are learning new details tonight about suspected directed energy microwave attacks targeting CIA officers and top national security officials. We first started hearing about them, and we told you about them here on Special Report in 2016, shortly after then President Obama opened the embassy in Havana, Cuba. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon has the latest tonight about a suspected attack here at home.
U.S. officials say there are now 130 suspected victims, mostly CIA operatives and U.S. diplomats being treated for brain injuries, debilitating headaches and vertigo, the targets they believe of a directed energy microwave weapon.
There's a mysterious direct energy weapon that is being used, and it is causing, in some cases, permanent
One of the most prominent leaders of the Colombian guerrilla group FARC has reportedly been killed in Venezuela, according to its former members. Jesus Santrich led the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia up until its members disbanded in 2016 as part of a peace deal with the Colombian government, ending its part in more than 50 years of conflict. Santrich, however, went on to lead a small group of former FARC rebels who rejected the peace accord. On Tuesday, that group released a statement saying Santrich was killed by Colombian commandos while traveling by truck through Venezuela. Colombian Defense Minister Diego Molano said on Tuesday that the government was working to confirm the news.
A 4.5-metre great white shark is believed to be responsible for a fatal attack on a surfer on the New South Wales mid-north coast. Despite the best efforts of his friends and bystanders, the man just couldn't be saved.
A desperate dash for survival. The surfer's friends, bystanders and paramedics raced to stretcher him off the sand, giving CPR for close to an hour.
They gave that patient the best chance that they could get at that time.
Tragically, it wasn't enough. A doctor in a rescue helicopter sent from Sydney pronounced him dead at the scene. The man in his 50s was bitten on his right leg around 11 o'clock on Tuesday morning at Huncurry Beach near Foster.
The one main primary bite to his leg was quite significant.
The occupants of a skyscraper in China's southern city of Shenzhen were ordered to vacate the building after it began to shake, creating chaos in the surrounding streets. Officials say no earthquake was detected in the city. At 984 feet, 300 meters, Seg Plaza is one of the tallest skyscrapers in Shenzhen, but the impressive building appears to have suffered from unexplained structural issues on Tuesday. The tower houses a large electronics market, as well as numerous offices. Several videos posted to social media show parts of the structure swaying back and forth. One clip purportedly filmed inside the building shows the interior of a room shaking. The building was evacuated and sealed shut after everyone inside was ushered out, according to reports. Emergency management officials said in a statement that no earthquake was registered in the city today, and that relevant government agencies were looking into what caused the skyscraper to wobble.